What's up, ladies and gentlemen? The Entrepreneurialist here, back with another day of Entrepreneurialism365 in my humble attempt to take you behind the scenes of what it's like for an everyday individual to try to become an entrepreneur with a full-time job and a family. So it's Monday. We're back on the grind. We're back at work. Running a little late today. But yeah, man, following this little epidemic or scare in China is pretty intense, man. That coronavirus is it's got a lot of people worried over there. Is it as bad as they say? Is the government downplaying it? There's 5 reported cases in the US as of right now. I think Canada's got like 2 or 1. I mean, it's pretty crazy. It's crazy to think about that. It's a disease that is in your system and can sit there for about 14 days before it's actually showing symptoms. So you could be passing that along not knowing you're sick, and 2 weeks later realize, hey, you got it. Now they got to go back and find everybody you talked to in those 2 weeks. It's just crazy, man. That's intense. And then that mess with Kobe yesterday. What a weekend. But we're back on it today. We're gonna get on this grind. I'm about to run in there, literally run in there and clock out, or clock in, I mean, and start the day, see how it goes. I hope you guys had a good weekend. Hope you're ready to get back on the grind, and just remember to stay humble, everybody. Stay humble, you keep grinding, and I will be right back. What up, guys? So it's the end of the day. I'm headed home right now. Actually, I'm going to pick up my boy. Excuse me, my coronavirus is acting up. Bad joke, sorry. Going to pick up my son. Gotta head home. Have a meeting with the tax people. File my taxes, and gotta get studying for the hazardous material endorsement test. I have 4 tests that I have to study from. This is what I spent my day doing today, so I was unable to get up and start recording. Although I could have found a way to do it, I didn't. That's just, in all honesty, keeping it real. I was honestly more interested in following the coronavirus and its spread. I just find stuff like that very interesting, not because it's scary or what could happen. I've always found shit like that interesting. The only thing that happened business-wise or entrepreneurship-wise was I got a call about 2 weeks ago when I went to go get my tooth done, and it was from someone asking to go through my company to get some stuff printed. And I found this odd because I don't have a print company. I was never listed as a print company, nor have I ever titled myself with a print company, except one time in 2018 when my buddy of Authenticate 3.1 made a business card with my name on it because he wanted me to be director of marketing. And that's a whole nother story for another time, but that stayed posted on his page. This guy got referred by another company my buddy works with, and that guy told him to scroll down the IG page and find the number. Scrolling down the page, if you go down far enough, which apparently he did, you get down to the 2018 post, and my card happens to be the first one he would see with my name and number on it. So he called me personally and asked for an order, and I got all that situated. Took his order basically after calling him back today, and then went ahead and called my buddy and got all that situated for him. On the side of that, he brought up some interesting aspects to business and entrepreneurship, and I will tell you about that in a minute. Let me go get my son. I'll be right back. The interesting back by the way, that's probably gonna look weird the way it's coming up. The interesting proposition or ideas he came up with as far as entrepreneurship is that I mentioned to him that I have a vinyl cutter and I bought this for recreational purposes. I could have used it. Okay, so I wanted to start my own brand, as I've mentioned before, and I never got around fully into it because I constantly work and I don't have time to sit home and do the stuff that I needed to do to run this business properly. So I had bought the vinyl cutter, I bought vinyl, I bought a few t-shirts, and I have the heat press. So I have the essentials. Now, the idea was for me to create designs and print them on my own time using my own materials and sample them out. Either give them out or wear them myself and see what kind of attention it garners. And so that was the idea behind getting a press. This would give me the opportunity to go ahead and start making my own shirts, sample them out or try them out and see how the quality of the images or whatever work out, and see if they meet the attention or the requirements of an audience to be able to wear it, right? So like, it's interesting or intriguing enough for them to want it. That's the idea behind making your own t-shirts and sampling them out. So I had this device, or I have this vinyl cutter, I have the vinyl, I have the heat press, and I've used it all before, just little things here and there. But I never fully got around to completing the brand, right? So it's been sitting there. Today, talking to him about that deal with the guy that contacted me, we talked a little more, and he told me he was trying to sell a box of scraps. He has bigger machines. His scraps of vinyl are probably about the size of a regular sheet of paper. So this is beneficial for someone with a small vinyl cutter or plotter like myself, because we can use scraps for various little things, small designs. You can do decals with them, you can do all kinds of stuff. So because of this, I told him I'd take it off his hands, whatever cost he had. Obviously, he's offering to give me a smaller big discount on it, give it to me pretty cheap. And that brought across the idea that he's mentioned this before. He wants me to open a shop down here where I'm at, using the Authenticate 3.1, become part of the company as a partner. And I couldn't take that risk, because my job, not my wife's, my job takes care of a good 75% of the bills, maybe 80, and no, maybe less. I don't want it to sound bad, but it takes care of a good chunk of our bills. Her job does not, and that's because she's going to school and she's doing other things on the side. Aside from that, she's the one who usually takes the kids to the doctors. She does everything for the house, so she does all the home stuff. And because of that, I work a good chunk of hours for us to cover the bills. Well, if I left my job to start a company or to open a shop, I would be risking my family's well-being for a good year before I'm making enough income to cover everything that we use from this company. So the checks that I get cover all the bills, right? That's not including the insurance that we use when my kids get sick, all the co-pays we have to pay, all the medicines we have to buy. The company offers an FSA card that I work for. They offer a card to pay for all that stuff. We have insurance, so we have plenty of benefits. If I started a company for my own, I risk way too, the way I see it, I risk way too much to take that sort of step just now. So it gets kind of tough for me to make that decision. And he wants me to open a shop. He reminded me that he has two plotters, double and triple the size of the vinyl cutter that I have in my house. And he basically would put them in my house. I would offer to take them off his hands, and I can either open a shop with my own title, my own name, start the own business, auto everything, and just pay him maybe a monthly rate to use his machines, or I would take those off his hands and work as part of Authenticate 3.1, running small business out here and taking smaller orders off his hands so that he can focus on all the bigger stuff. So there is some business to it. There is some finessing time and effort, and it could be a good potential, but I'm extremely hesitant because of the risk that I put my family in. So it's an interesting aspect. It's an interesting idea. I just don't think I can afford to take that leap. As much as I love the idea, as much as I love the opportunity, and I want to take it, I don't think I could, given my home life, my situation at home. So that's the unfortunate thing. That's my story. That's the only business related content that I have for you today. Opportunities present themselves in strange ways at strange times, and even more in more difficult times. And sometimes you gotta risk it, and sometimes you have to really consider whether it's worth the risk. There is potential, there is opportunity, but I myself, unfortunately, am too hesitant to make that leap. So I don't know. I'm gonna think about it more. It did get my brain running and functioning again as far as entrepreneurship, but I don't know that I can make that leap. Shh, Dominic. Excuse me, my boy's in the back. I don't know that I can take that leap, so it's gonna be a tough one, but an interesting one regardless. And yeah, that's it for today, guys. I hope you guys had a good day. I hope you guys had a better day than I did, and I hope you all stay humble, keep grinding, and I will catch you guys tomorrow. The Entrepreneurialist.